Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing great. This is MJ, and this will be another collective reading for June, but this time we will chop the message into smaller pieces, if you will, and we will be looking at the next 10 days of June. So from today, June 10th, through to the 20th, more or less, right? The energies are fluid, so they may apply post the 20th of June. If you're interested in checking that out, I posted June collective reading a couple days ago, and it was primarily about taking a rest and reminding us that we have done our part so far. So after quite intense May, it's the time of well-deserved rest, but this time is also needed. So the overly busy mind can block us from hearing the inner voice, and that is the time where we should focus on it. And for this reason, we need a certain amount of rest, whether it's physical, whether it's a spiritual rest. Take it as it resonates with you, but this is about kind of withdrawing a little bit and not engaging yourself actively in whatever that is that you're going through, but rather observing and allowing things to go their own way and their own pace. Okay, so today we will look at the upcoming 10 days just to get a little more details and extend that June message a little bit. Okay, so take what resonates with you, leave out the rest. That may be for someone else, or it just may apply to you a little later. Okay, so let's see for the upcoming 10 days. What is it that we should know? What is it that we should focus on? Okay, that one wanted to jump out, and I will just go with it. So we have stabilize. Okay, I really like that because it actually goes with that message of resting, right? Getting our stability back, getting back into balance, harmony, perhaps quite physically, as I said. It may really be a time where we need physical rest, where we should focus on physical resting, okay? But again, that physical rest is needed in order to calm our minds so that we can listen to that inner voice, right? So it's all, okay, connected to one another, right? And then we have invigorate. Okay, so refresh, renew. Okay, so I really like that. Take a rest in order to stabilize ourselves, get back to balance, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's more spiritual, okay? It will be different for everyone. So first we need to return to that balance. Perhaps it's about, you know, a little physical detoxing, perhaps changing the habits of eating, getting enough sleep, hydrating, right? And then once we get back into the state of balance, we can refresh and renew, right? So get even better, to a better state, again, whether it's physical, mental, it's all together, because as I said, it's all related, right? So a balanced body means balanced mind as well. Then it will impact our soul, right? So the mind, body, and spirit. So first, the need to stabilize and then refresh and renew ourselves. I really like that. Okay, so let's see, what is the key message, or what is it that we should know? What is the key energy for the next 10 days? Okay, see, I cannot make this up. So we have the 10 of voices, which is the 10 of swords. This is the time of resting, right? It can even be really like a deep sleep. So some of us may need to make up on sleeping, okay? See, she's immersed in the water, so that's very healing energy. She's almost like in a spa or something. It feels very pleasantly. Okay, so there's definitely that element of resting, rejuvenating, taking the time to just relax, but it's a very deep relaxation, okay? Deep sleep, as I said, it can be about very deep meditative states. So again, it will be different for everyone, whether one is looking for mental, spiritual rest or strictly physical, right? But in the time of the Four of Swords, we also plan. We think about our next steps, but we do that very carefully. So we take the time, right? We don't rush. We just immerse ourselves in this healing water and just let it flow, right? We will know exactly when is the time to get up and move on. Okay, so see, it's still about resting. But as I said, it's also a time of making plans. And I said that overly busy mind can block us from hearing the inner voice, right? In this, whether it's deep sleep, some of us may need to be perhaps a little more aware of our dreams. There may be messages in the dreams for someone out there, okay? But this is really about calming the mind so deeply that we can finally hear from within, okay? That we don't overthink what is coming, what is the future, right? What is going to happen tomorrow? Am I going the right way? But just relaxing and trusting that yes, this is the right way, but things just need their own time. So we can be in the here and now and completely not overthink what is coming, but just enjoying the moment and being fully immersed in that present moment. So the mind really calms down, and then whatever is within can speak, right? So what may be the key challenge then within the next 10 days? What we should be aware of or careful with? Seven of Inspiration, so this is the Seven of Wands. Okay, this may be about being very protective and almost like ready to fight for something, or to protect something that we have created or gained, and it's very precious for us. But it's like, it's this, to me it's primarily like a state of being ready to fight against a competition or some kind of aggression. Okay, but I think I will put one more card on it, but this made me think of the Seven of Swords card. Even though it's about the wands, it made me think of the Seven of Swords, which is self-sabotaging and thinking about, I'm never gonna get this, I will never be happy, right? So that self-talk. And it made me, even though it's the Seven of Wands and it has a little different meaning, I think it's about protecting ourselves from that overthinking. That's what the Seven of Wands is telling me. That this is the key energy for those 10 days, more or less, right? Is about resting and allowing that inner voice to speak. And now it may be challenging to get that overthinking away, right? Because in theory, we have just calmed the mind down, so this may still be coming back. It's almost like a habit. It's very hard to, or very hard, but it's definitely challenging to break through that kind of thinking, right? To letting go the control of the future and be really just immersed in the present moment. It's very challenging, so there's, it's really no surprise that fighting with that overthinking, still like stretching the arms to protect that space that is filled with light rather than allowing the darkness to squeeze. Okay? Hope that makes sense. It's like protecting this, I have just reached or created this space for me, and I'm protecting it and fighting from that previous mindset to come back and put me into darkness again. Okay? So what is the advice? advice card for those next 10 days of June. Okay. The Ace of Inspiration, so the Ace of Wands. Again, fire energy. But with every ace, that's a new beginning. Okay. That is a new beginning. In this case, a new beginning when it comes to creativity, that sphere of being inspired, the sphere of our imagination, okay? It may be a very fiery new beginning, very passionate, okay, depending on what we're looking for in the message. It can even be like a sexual attraction. It's very passionate and very, very fiery energy, but in this particular case, see that rainbow, right, is flowing right through her forehead into her, and this is a new beginning, right? So it's a kind of new mental state, okay? I know it's not the Ace of Swords, that would be more related to the mind, but it's a mental state, but that is driven by passion, okay, by inner fire, that is very enthusiastic and willing to do things and achieve things and having a lot of ideas. But this is a very creative and open mindset, comparing to that previous mindset that I said was more of self-sabotage, right? That I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna get this something that I desire, while with the Ace of Inspiration, this is really believing that I can have this thing that I want. My mind is colorful, okay, and it works in my favor, not the other way around. It gives me good and positive images rather than dark and negative, okay? And that's the advice. So the advice is to open up the mind and allow the colorful and the good things to come. So really, in short, to be persistent in protecting that space, right? That you have just created, or you have just discovered or got to after a time of hardship, perhaps, right? And just being persistent in protecting this. See how those two cards are similar. They are both in a kind of meditative, very calm state. Their eyes are closed and they're just allowing those things to flow through them, right? And this is exactly the advice. To just be persistent in allowing this new to unfold, and you remain in this state and you protect that space of light that you created. Okay? And feed your mind just like you feed your body. Refresh, renew, feed your mind with good things and feed your body as well. The mind, body and soul, I said that at the beginning, and it really strongly feels that it's about taking care of all those aspects of us. So taking physical rest, allowing our mind to rest, and then nourishing our soul with those good visions. Okay, I'll leave it there because I would probably be talking for the next hour if I don't. So I hope it made sense, and I hope you liked it. If you did, I would be honored if you decide to hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, please take care. Bye.